All right, you guys, so we're going to go ahead and get started. We have our amazing guest, Miko Hughes, here. So everyone, please welcome Miko into the panel room. Come on in.
So cool. Thank you.
We got a bottle of water right there for you if you
Appreciate it.
Hi, welcome.
Hi, this is a good turnout. Thanks, guys. Thanks for hanging.
Thanks for coming to Sinister Creature Con. Thanks
Yeah.
for joining us in our craziness over
Happy
here.
to be back.
Yeah.
I think I did this show the very first year, the first or second year.
I wasn't
and
here
I have
yet.
not been back since. It's really cool to see how it's grown. This is a good one.
All right. So I want to take it back, obviously, way back to when you started really little.
Sure.
And my first question for you is, because it's very intriguing to me, is how cool was it for you at the age of 4 years old to be interviewed on the Johnny Carson show and be the youngest guest he had ever had? Do you even remember all of that?
Vaguely, yeah. I don't know if the gravity of the situation was fully understood at the time, but looking back, it's pretty cool to say that I got to do that. It's funny, we said that for many, many years, and I should clarify that. I feel a little guilty. There was an article in, I think, People magazine or something, I think when Johnny retired, that talked about all the different things, and it had me listed as being the youngest guest on there. But then I heard later that there was somebody else younger, but I don't know, I haven't learned who or what that is, but I don't want to be saying that if it's not true. So I'm either first or second. But we were just quoting what People magazine said, and then someone said, no, it was, I don't know. You guys, whatever. I was the youngest. We'll go with it.
And then I want to start with a rumor that I heard, because this is very near and dear to my childhood heart.
Okay.
And so I have to know whether it's true or not. So the good old internet says that you did voiceover work for the Rugrats movie.
Oh.
And then it turns around and says that no, you were not a part of the Rugrats movie.
Yeah, the internet's weird, man. The internet also says I'm 5'3", 5'4". Thank you very much. I will fight for that inch to my death.
Every inch matters.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it also says I was in the Tropic Thunder is on my IMDb for some reason as an uncredited radio DJ. I'm not gonna correct them because that movie's awesome. I'll take that credit, but I have no idea how or why that's on there. I did do the voice of Louie's little brother on the animated series Life with Louie. That's like the closest thing to the Rugrats I can think of.
So no Rugrats.
No Rugrats. I wish it was. I was a big Rugrats fan, but yeah, that's news to me.
Well, that actually leads into my next question of telling us about your experience with Life with Louie and doing the voiceover work for that.
Yeah.
For Louie Anderson. I mean, he was such an icon.
He was amazing.
So.
Yeah, he was so kind and so generous. He loved me, and I'm forever thankful for that he put me on the show. And he was performing in Vegas one time, and we got to go see his comedy show, and he was just the nicest guy. So, yeah, I have not seen that show, admittedly, in many, many, many years. So it would be kind of cool to go rewatch it.
So, for me, my Miko Hughes movie that is the standout for me is going to be Kindergarten Cop.
Sure.
Forever Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah. I'll never live it down.
But it was such a good job. I mean, my son's 4 years old right now, and we've already showed him the movie.
Oh, good, okay.
And he loves it too.
Happy to bridge that talk for you easily. Just
yeah.
There you go. That's all you need to know.
But so for me to have my own 4-year-old right now, it's pretty cool to experience all of that. But that movie had an everlasting impression on me, even from when I was younger. Just from the storyline and the broken home, and I came from a broken home, so that resonated with me.
Who didn't,
So tell us a little bit about your experience filming that, and any key memories that you have, or anything that really stands out, or something special.
It was a lot of fun. I remember I was the youngest in the classroom, so my memories of that movie are weirdly just like little kid memories that were important to me personally, but not necessarily interesting from like a filmmaking perspective. It was this iconic movie and this big opportunity, but I remember eating pizza. Like, I was a picky eater, and then we'd have pizza for lunch, but I would just pick the pepperoni off. Like, I remember playing Game Boy, and like I could beat certain levels that some of the older kids couldn't, so they would bring me their games to get them to the next level. I was really proud of that. But like working with Arnold, yeah, it's kind of fuzzy. I don't know. Like, you would think that would be more present in it. But he was very kind. He was really nice. I do have some memories of like the classroom, and Arnold was really cool. He bought every kid in the class as like a rap gift, I guess, Sony Walkmans, which at the time were like iPhones. That was the hot new tech. You could play cassettes on the go. And I used to rock out to the Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles soundtracks and that thing for years. So
Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Being in with all of that, oh my gosh, my brain just went blank, you guys.
That's okay. I'm not even sure what's happening right now.
So I'm going to change it over. What was your takeaway then and now from playing Gage at such a young age? Like, what was your takeaway from playing it as your younger self, and then now looking back and seeing how the film has grown and what your takeaway is from playing Gage then from your perspective now? I
guess I kind of have imposter syndrome because I was so little. I don't remember filming, especially Pet Sematary. And it's just been such a big part of my life. I mean, here I am 30-something years later and getting to travel and meet so many cool people that it had such an impact on. Like, I'm so thankful to have been a part of something like that. It's really cool. I think out of all of my films, Pet Sematary is the easiest for me to watch because I can disassociate and just enjoy the story, where as I got older, I still enjoy them, but I remember the filming and I remember everything about that time and behind the scenes, and so it sparks those memories, and it's harder to just get lost in the story. But Pet Sematary, I can enjoy as a fan, I think, more than some of the others, really, so it's kind of cool.
So I like to throw some curveball questions.
Sure.
And my curveball question for you today is, if funding wasn't a problem, and you were given full reins to direct or produce anything that you wanted.
Oh, wow.
Whether it's already been made or not, you're reprising it, or your own original concept.
That's
where do you
such a cool question.
What direction do you think you would go in?
Oh, man. The obvious answer to me right now, there's probably some other really cool ideas I could come up with, but I didn't expect that one. The one that comes to mind is the New Nightmare. Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Recently, we did a fan film called Dylan's New Nightmare. The idea being, what if Freddy came back for Dylan 30 years later? And that's free to watch on YouTube. It's a short. It was entirely fan-funded, made by fans for fans, essentially. And I had a lot of fun coming back to play that character again. And there's a full version of the script that is kind of a pipe dream. That what if we could do this with a real budget and do it justice? That Cecil, the writer, director, producer, has. It would be cool to just throw money at that and make it happen, because we'd want to get Heather back and Robert back, and he has a really creative way of how it could be done, and so I'm certainly partial to that idea. But yeah, it'd be fun. It'd be fun to play again. I stopped acting for many years, and I'm kind of dabbling in it again now, full circle, and it's been a lot of fun. So yeah, I'd be open to whatever makes sense.
Now, I read somewhere that you were working on music. Are you working on some music?
Yeah, I mean, the internet. Yeah, I was a DJ for many years. I kind of stopped. I'm kind of getting back into it as a hobby, but I'm not like professionally a DJ anymore. Wasn't anything crazy. I wasn't like Deadmau5 or anything, but I did like weddings and bars and clubs and
all the fun stuff.
Yeah. It's an excuse to party and get paid for it.
So that's where your credit for Tropic Thunder comes.
Maybe, yeah, because the DJ credit, I think it was around that area when that happened.
At that point.
Yeah. I'm in the DVD commentary. I just don't speak the whole time. So.
What's one of your most prized possessions that you've kept from a movie set?
Probably the park from New Nightmare. It was the Glendale Park. There's the scene where Dylan wants to talk to God or reach God, so he climbs up to the top of the rocket and falls off. And they were going to update the type of park. It was like the older metal, probably, that we grew up with. Now it's more like the modular plastic type stuff. And I think it was just time for a refresh. So they filmed it and then used that as an excuse to get rid of it so that people didn't recreate the scene from the movie. And my family home is like quite a ways outside of Los Angeles where it was filming. And I think my parents asked them, like, what are you going to do with it? And they said they were just going to take it to the dump. And they said, well, if you just drop it off this direction, we'll take it. And they did all the work to like set it up. And so it was my backyard growing up. It was really cool. And we added like a trampoline in the ground, and I'd have sleepovers, and all my friends would have birthday parties and stuff. It was pretty cool. That's like the biggest prop I think you could have.
But is that your most prized possession prop?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because I just have so many memories. It wasn't just the set. It was like my backyard growing up. So there's a lot of memories with that. There's probably some other really cool ones, but that's the first that comes to mind.
Is there anything from a movie set that you tried to take and they wouldn't let you, and you were really bummed out about it?
That I remember? I'm sure there was. There usually was. The production's usually pretty protective of that stuff. Wardrobe, too. A lot of times they don't want you to take the wardrobe for whatever reason. But nothing too crazy. I actually just worked on a new project that unfortunately I can't talk about yet. They told me not to, but I can tell you I did something. And it's kind of funny because we almost made it a game on that one to see how many props we could sneak away with, and I got a good handful.
Awesome. So on this silent project that we're not really going into details on.
Yeah.
Is it a TV or a movie?
I guess I could say it's TV, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I know, I'm under NDA, and it's getting announced within the next month, so I got to be careful. I want to talk about it so bad. I'm not going to shut up about it as soon as I can, so watch the social media. I'll be posting about it.
So then my next question leads into, what genre is it?
Oh, gosh.
Sci-fi, horror, period
It's
piece,
exciting. I don't know if I should say.
drama.
I want to say it's exciting. It's definitely engaging, and you want to see what happens next. You go with that.
Are we coming to a streaming service, or are we coming to?
I would imagine. I know. I love this game. I love this game. Don't get me in trouble, but I like trying to say things.
These are general questions.
No, it's totally valid. It's totally valid. I would imagine it's gonna be network. And then it will, I assume, go to the streaming service that they are associated with, that they have other shows on, it's a popular big one. You'll all know it. You probably have it. You'll know it immediately. So it's not obscure.
It's top 3, right?
Yeah, it's going to be like primetime, major network type thing. I'm really, really excited for the opportunity to do something like that.
High budget, medium budget, low budget.
I think it was pretty high budget. I mean, when we were there, we're like, holy cow, this is nuts. This is like Olympic level stuff for silly little situations. So, yeah.
I'm trying to get as many details so that
I know this is a fun game. I hope I'm not
piece it
gonna get
together.
in trouble, but I think I'm playing it safe. Yeah, it's only a few more weeks, and then I'll be like, it's this and it's crazy. Oh my God, you got to see it. So, yeah, it'll be coming later this year.
So besides your name, are there some other bigger names attached? Is it medium across the board?
Yeah, I think it's a healthy mix of everything.
I'm trying to get you guys as much as
I
possible.
think there's some that you might know. There's some that you might not. I think there's a little bit of everything in the mix.
Are we on Earth? Are we on planet?
I will say, when I was
Desert,
no
lake?
100% from my personal experience, when I was there, I felt like I was on another planet. Like this was nuts. So, yeah, we'll leave it at that. I felt like I was on another planet.
All right. So
Yeah.
then I'm gonna go one more question.
Sure.
And then we'll move on from that.
Sure.
Special effects makeup or no special effects makeup?
Oh, no.
Oh,
Super realistic. Super real life. It's very based in reality.
So let's review this. TV series, big network.
When I get sued, when they come after me for
We didn't
saying
reveal
too much. Yeah.
any details.
No, I think we're good.
That's
Yeah.
generalized. That could be 400 projects that are being
It
worked
could,
on out
yeah,
there. So
yeah, there's-
I think we're in the clear.
Sure.
We managed to make it and have panels through SAG-AFTRA with all of
With
that.
the COVID thing? Yeah, I
all
remember
of
all that,
No
yeah.
topics,
Yeah.
can't talk about. So we made it through there. I think we're
Or the
pretty good at
strikes,
working
yeah,
around all the
that's right.
strike stuff.
Yeah. No
Um,
worries.
We had guests that couldn't even talk about 90% of their main stuff.
Sure.
And
yeah.
so it's like,
Yeah.
and then so we were ballparking around and bouncing a ball back, like playing the game basically to
Yeah.
give details so that 'Cause he
read
really,
between the lines. Yeah.
Definitely. So this is that something new that you're working on.
Yeah.
And a couple weeks for the announcement.
I'm assuming, they haven't said when, but I have a loose idea of when it's going to air, so I'm assuming they're going to promote it a few months before that. So I would think within the next month or two, I'll have a lot more information, specifics, I could say.
Do you have, as you've grown up in the film industry, do you have favorite series, any kind of a production that you've done that really meant something to you at a younger age, and then you had something different, more like in your teen years, and then as an adult you really just appreciated the role that you did, and you kind of just have like your growth roles that have kind of grown with you? Do you have any of that?
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I've had different feelings on different projects throughout the years. I know when I was really young, the kindergarten cop line, boys have a penis, girls have a vagina. I used to be haunted by it because I would go to the mall and I'd be like, I'd be 6 or 7, and like a bunch of teenagers would like encircle me and be like, "You're the kid, say it, say the line, say the dirty word." And I'm like, I just want to shop for action figures, leave me alone. My mom felt really bad because I would cry and be like, "Oh, why are they teasing me?" But like, kids get teased for anything. That just happened to be my thing. It was worth it in the long run. Now I can look back and it's cute and funny and, be proud of it. So that was an interesting journey with that one, I suppose. I think maybe the horror films like Pet Sematary and New Nightmare are the closest to my heart. And I do enjoy the movies and I love them, but it's more for the community. It's more for this. Like, there's a convention, there's not a, I guess there's sci-fi and there's, all the different genres, but there's not really conventions for comedy and drama. And I did plenty of those too, but the scene, the horror scene is so diehard and has kind of kept me alive all these years, and getting to, come to these things just never ceases to amaze me. And for that, I mean, those are the closest to my heart because I'm so thankful to be a part of such a cool and crazy community and get to do cool stuff like this. So.
All right, so I have one more question, and then we're going to open it up to the audience so that we can get some questions from them.
Sure.
What was the transition? Again, back to early on, I know that it's a lot fuzzier, but you went from Pet Sematary film into Full House.
Sure.
As a TV series.
Yeah.
And what was that like for you was there a big difference for you?
I mean, acting is acting. There's differences for sure. I think beyond the genre difference, the bigger difference is the format of, like doing a feature. It takes a long time to set up each shot. It's a huge production. There's a ton of people. And for a sitcom like Full House, it's on a studio. There's only 3 walls, and all the cameras and the audience are on the 4th wall. So it's a little more like a stage thing where you're opening up and playing towards the camera side more than setting up each particular shot specifically. I don't know. I don't remember or sense that big of a difference from the genre. It's more like, I guess you pause for the laughs in comedy. Yeah, I mean, there's differences, but yeah, I think it's just storytelling in different forms.
Do you think that, like, schooling, because I'm sure you were starting schooling going into some of that, do you think that it was different, like, from movie set to TV set? Like, the format, like, TV set, you're more, like, regimented as far as, like, you're there pretty much for the day, right?
I think the like, as a kid actor, I think the legal rules are the same no matter the project. You have to be in school so many hours a day, and there has to be an on-set teacher to make sure. And some days, if it was just like a pickup shot or a small scene, you could shoot that really quick and then have to be on set for way longer than you took to film just to meet those hour requirements of to get schooling in. And I was homeschooled, so that made it easy. That way I wasn't constantly getting pulled in and out of school. Like, I had my curriculum with me, and just whatever project, I just continue where I left off, which helped for the industry, but also made me like kind of socially stunted for a while because I didn't get like the high school experience. I was really advanced in a lot of ways because I was always around adults and working at such a young age, but then I didn't really have like a ton of friends growing up. It was mostly like my nephews who were the same age as me, like family members, That's why I'm weird, but I think it worked out.
You're not weird. All right, so we're going to go ahead and open it up to questions from the audience. Does anybody have any questions for Miko? Right here, Charlie, right up in the front. Ooh, it's careful. Walking by that speaker,
yeah,
sorry.
You can't point it at it.
Hello. Do you have a favorite memory from the set of New Nightmare?
There's a lot of good memories on that one. Yeah, maybe I had a birthday, and the whole cast and crew kind of got in on it. It was when Power Rangers were really big, and I think was it the Nintendo 64 had just come out around that time, and they got me so many gifts, too many. And it was a scavenger hunt, and I would go from the script supervisor to the effects guy to the this to the director and the cast, and I did this scavenger hunt, and each one of them would have here's a Power Ranger, here's a Mario plush, and it was I had a haul, and it was so cool. They were so sweet. It was really fun.
That must have been really fun.
Yeah, that and playing in the end of the movie, the Hell set was built on studio, and it was one giant continuous thing. It actually looked different in person than how they shot it, just the geography of it. It was so cool, it was so detailed. And I feel like a lot of stuff maybe didn't even make it into the movie. Either it was cut or they didn't end up shooting in that area. But it was just really cool, old, mythological, maybe Greek-inspired hell, Dante's Inferno type stuff. And it was just fun. It was it was like a haunted house. It was creepy and cool and just fun to play in.
Yeah. I mean, was it really scary to be acting with Robert Englund and all that makeup?
No, Robert is the sweetest guy on the planet. There was one day where I was 7. I was not having it. I was having a bad day. And they set up to scare me intentionally, which I totally get. It was totally fair. But they really got me. And I just had a tantrum. I was I don't want to act anymore. I don't want to do this. And my parents were oh God, oh no, you know. But looking back, it was my favorite film to work on. So it wasn't that traumatic. Unfortunately, in the Never Sleep Again documentary, I did I don't know, a few hours of interviews, and that was the only clip they used of how I was this pussy that didn't want to do it anymore. It was he was a little shit on set and he threw a fit and cried and oh, come on guys, I love the movie, I love to be a part of it. Why is that the only clip you guys are using? But
I need the extended cut of that.
I guess, yeah.
Any more questions? Yep, we got a couple. Yeah, go ahead and hand it back.
Oh, okay, thank you. I know you kind of briefly brought it up before with, watching the movies again and kind of what that's like, but really what was that like for you? And then what's it like entering the acting scene again for you now?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
I'm sorry. You were talking about rewatching the movies that you did as a kid, and then what's it like been for you to rewatch those and getting back into acting scene now as an adult?
Yeah, I tend to not enjoy watching myself because I just hyper critique it. I mean, there's moments and parts I can be happy with and enjoy, and then there's plenty that I cringe at. But yeah, I don't go out of my way. Sometimes it's nice to watch the things I haven't seen in a very long time because then I can see it like it's new. It's with fresh eyes. Yeah. Pet Sematary I've probably seen the most. Just, I mean, from conventions, a lot of times they'll do screenings or that kind of thing, or Halloween it's on, and that one I can still enjoy pretty well. But for the most part, I tend to avoid it. But when I do, it's usually I enjoy it and I keep it at that level. I don't overwatch it to get sick of it, kind of thing.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Down the middle.
Yeah, I've got to ask you, what was it like working with Arnold?
Arnold was great. Yeah, he was such a sweet guy. He was really kind. We did Yahoo did an online, I think it was during COVID, a reunion of a bunch of kids in the class, and then they surprised us, and Arnold hopped on the Zoom, and that was really cool to kind of reconnect and say hey, and yeah.
I mean, was it tough to make, or was he cool to work with on set?
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, I was a kid, so if there was difficulties, I didn't see too much of it. I was just there hanging out in the group of kids. We were just having fun and doing what we needed to do, and yeah, it was a great experience. I'm happy to have been a part of something so memorable.
Cool.
We have, Charlie's coming up with
Oh,
the
yeah.
mic, you guys. We got a couple up here, Charlie. Down at the end first.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, were you method for most of Cops and Robertsons? What was it like working with Chevy Chase and Jack Palance?
Oh man, they were great. They were really funny. Chevy was funny. Chevy's also very serious, though. I think his reputation precedes him. But it was an honor to work with legends like that, and I thought it was a really fun movie. It's funny, a lot of people don't remember that one. Appreciate the shout out to it. Thanks. Yeah, I don't think I was ever like a method actor. The one I did, if you want to say, went method the most on was Mercury Rising, just because that took a lot of study and a lot of work to kind of dial that character in, because it was so specific, and I worked with different coaches and doctors who were familiar with autism, just to try to get that accurate. But so yeah, I think I was pretty method on that one. But other than that, I don't necessarily usually go that route. So. Yeah. I mean, I probably did that just because I was a kid and having fun. I was in a vampire costume, so yeah, definitely.
All right, next question, go ahead.
Hi there. My question is non-horror stuff.
Sure.
What were your experiences when you were on Zeus and Roxanne and the Grizzly Bear movie?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, nice. Zeus and Roxanne was awesome because we were in like paradise for months. We were filmed in the Bahamas. I actually kind of got sick of it because being on an island, it's so beautiful, but it's good for vacation. But then once you need certain amenities, there's not many stores for it. It's not like there was a mall there, I mean, whatever, first world problems. It was great. It was a lot of fun. I got really good at the limbo because that was like every night. That was like the touristy thing in that area we were staying at. They'd have a big limbo competition, and oh man, what else? Yeah, it was incredible. Grizzly Mountain was really fun. I got pranked on that show pretty good. There was a scene where I was eating some sort of like stew that had like, what was it supposed to be? It was supposed to be like gross because he like hunted some weird animal. And they brought the pot out to me, and they'd put like a heart and brains and like all these really gnarly organ meats, and I turned green. I think I was gonna throw up. And they were like, no, we didn't, I don't know, maybe they just told me that, but like they're like, oh no, we put this is separate, and we were pulling from this one. It was regular soup. Working with the bear was something really cool experience. I feel like I was more brave then than I would be now. Like I'm terrified of bears after that movie Grizzly Man. That was a little freaky. The baby bears were really cute. They were really hard to control. The big bear freaked me out. There was like one scene that we did where it was really friendly. It was like licking my face, but its head was so heavy, it would push me out of the shot. And they're like, come back because we can't go that far with the camera. We'll see the light stands and stuff. And I'm like, I can't. I'm 12 or something, and this is a however big grizzly bear, full-size grizzly bear, licking my head, like its tongue as big as my hand, and like that was pretty wild.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, sure.
One more over, yeah.
You mentioned at one point they put a prank on you, and you said you didn't want to act anymore.
Oh.
I'm just curious, at some point did you kind of take control of your career and start making decisions about
Sure.
what movies you wanted to do or not do?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, I had that little freak out that one time on New Nightmare, and there's highs and lows of everything growing up, and the industry's pretty intense. I think I got out of it fairly unscathed compared to some of my peers of the same era. I'm very thankful. I would do it again in a heartbeat. It really, worked out good for me, I think, on the whole. But I think I had like family drama, kind of cliche kid actor stuff. My dad wasn't the greatest guy. And it was putting a strain on the household. And then puberty hit me like a truck, and I wasn't the cute little kid anymore. Maybe like the Shirley Temple thing of like it was an awkward transition. It wasn't booking as much, and my heart wasn't in it anymore because of like family, home life stuff was stressful. I just wanted to be normal because as cool as those experiences were, I didn't really have the other side of things that most people maybe take for granted. So For a long time, I didn't want to act. I just wanted to kind of find myself for many years. And I'm thankful for that, because I think growing up in the industry can be pretty rough on kids. It was good to get like perspective and whatnot. So I like the idea of maybe if I'm coming back and doing a few things now, it's in a healthier way. And yeah, but there was a long time where I was like, I'm done. I'm over it. But I think that was for the best.
All right. So I have a follow-up question with that.
Yeah.
When you were in that mind frame and you kind of were making your decision that you wanted to exit acting for a little bit and take a break and,
Sure.
and all of that, were there any roles that you passed up that you wish that you would have taken now looking back?
Oh, wow. Interesting. Maybe. I don't necessarily remember a ton of them. I'm sure there were situations like that. I know one big decision that had to be made at a certain point was Full House wanted me to sign on as a full-time, like a regular character and do like a contract for a season or whatever. And my parents really weighed heavy on that because the cast is so big. They didn't know how much I'd be utilized. Am I going to get lost in the shuffle? And it would keep me from doing other projects. And I was booking features and plenty of other work. So it was kind of, but Full House was such a huge show.
Right.
Who's to say if that was, the better or worse decision? I mean, I think it worked out, but that was kind of a crossroads that I remember. And I don't remember the conditions of it, if it was like only so many episodes that helped like
Right.
make the decision, but I know that was like a thing in the mix at the time. Kind of a funny story. It wouldn't have been my decision. I wouldn't have been able to get it anyway, but, and I would not want to change how it worked out, because there was a script that was going around that was amazing. That was like everyone was talking about. It was going to be this next big thing, and they didn't offer it to me, but it was like, you're our first choice. We think you're great. You'll still have to audition, but right now we're shopping it around. They wanted some other big like Hollywood name to play the lead adult male in it. And they didn't know who. They were saying it was going to be like Mel Gibson. It's going to be this. It's going to be that. And this is right around the time I did Mercury Rising. And they, not long after, signed on Bruce Willis. And because of that, I kind of didn't even get to have a chance to audition because I just worked with him in Mercury Rising. And for whatever reason, maybe it was him or, they didn't want it to seem like we always worked together. They wanted to have someone else. But that said, I still would have not gotten the job because Haley Joel did an amazing job in The Sixth Sense. So it worked out the way it was supposed to. But it was kind of a fun story. So, yeah.
All right. Okay, you guys, well, this concludes our panel today. Thank you, Miko, for sitting here and spending time with us.
Thanks for hanging, guys.
And
Appreciate you. Yeah.
Make sure you guys go to his table, check him out, visit, get some photos,
come
come
stop
chat
by.
with him. He's here for the weekend, so
Scope my social media in a month or two, and I'll be talking about the new project. Hopefully, you guys can check out. I think
all
you'll
right,
like
you guys,
it.
he'll be out back at